Good evening, and I welcome you students for the lecture 2 on electricity. In the first lecture, I have given you introduction, what is electric current and what is electric circuit. Yes or no? Tell me student, yes or no? Be with me, be with me. We have discussed electric
Yes.
current. What is electric current? We have said when charge will flow, the rate of flow of charge is called electric current. That means which charge is flowing. Last time we have shown you the structure of the atom. The electrons from the outermost shell, they are loosely bound with the nucleus. They start moving. Then we say the rate of flow of charge per unit time is what we call as electric current. So last time student, I defined I is equal to Q by T. Am I clear? Q is the charge in coulombs, T is the time in seconds, and the coulombs per second, what we called it as amperes. Amperes is the SI unit of current. Am I right? Be with me, have some energy. Energy को बनाए रखिए, बहुत जरूरी है. समझना है. We have to understand, focus, have intention, manifest that I have to understand the material and make proper notes, colored pens, everything. This formula has been asked so many times in the paper, student. So we should be prepared for everything. Now we are going to ask this question. Supposing this is my copper wire. Okay? What is this? This is a conductor, student. Conductor. Which conductor we are using? You are saying we are using copper wire. So if I am using copper wire, students, then what is happening? What is happening, students? If I am using copper wire, you are saying it is a good conductor. Copper is a good conductor. What it means? That there can be flow of the electrons. Very good. But can the electron flow by itself? Supposing I put a copper wire here. Is there any flow of charge in this wire? Tell me. I put a copper wire on your table. Is the charge flowing in the copper wire? Like this?
No.
There are electrons, but they are not flowing. How will they flow? How will the charge flow? Today the question is how to make charge flow. How the charge will flow, student? That is our question. How the charge will flow. Now this is important point. How the charge will flow. Can the charge flow by itself? The answer is no.
We have to make an electric circuit for it.
Now that is our question, student. For example, if I want the charge to flow from point A to point B, I have to apply what I am saying. I have to do work for this. Some work has to be done. I have to apply what I am calling now electric potential. I have to apply electric potential. Then only the charge can flow from A to B. Why should the charge flow? Otherwise, there are electrons, but they cannot flow unless I maintain what I call as a potential difference. Electric potential has to applied, student. What I am talking is now a potential difference. Potential difference, students. What it means? For example, students, if you have water, supposing students that I have two containers, and in these two, if I have water at the same level, water is at the same level in the two, will the water flow? No. But if I maintain more water here, now I have maintained a difference in the water. This water is at a higher pressure than this. So when the pressure is same on both the containers, no water will flow. But what will happen if I maintain a pressure difference? What is the result of this? If this tank, this water is at a higher level, this water is at a higher level, student, as compared to this, what will happen now? The water will flow. Water will flow from higher height to lower height. Is it true? water falls from higher to lower height. In your home, you have water tanks below or above the floor. Above, so water comes down. Water flows from higher height to lower height. If the height is same, will the water flow? There has to be a difference in pressure, students. Water will flow from higher pressure to lower. So here also we have to apply some pressure, students. We have to apply it. Some pressure has to be applied in order to move this electric charge. And that is what we are saying. There has to be electric potential difference. There has to be electric potential difference between the 2 points. Then only the charge will move. Is it clear? The charge here, what we are charge talking Q, which are the electrons. So electrons are there in the copper wire. They are loose, but they are not moving as such. But when I will apply a potential difference, when I will apply an electric potential, there will be difference in potential between the 2 points. The charge will start moving. That is what we are saying, student, electric potential and potential difference. So what makes the electric charge to flow? What we are saying, if any charge is there, if I want to move it, then I have to do work on this. I have to do work on this. I have to apply a potential difference between these 2 points. The charge starts moving. So we define the term electric potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit carrying some current as work done to move a unit charge from one point to another point. If I want to move a charge from point A to point B, work will have to be done. What is required? Work. Unless I do the work, how the charges can move? Tell me. If you move something from point A to point B, students, you will have to do work. Yes or no? So work is required. Here I am talking of electrical work. Electrical work because the charges are moving. So how much work is done in moving from, moving a unit charge from point A to B? That is what we call as electric potential or potential difference. And the symbol of this we are representing by V. So what is V, student? V is the potential difference or the electric potential between the 2 points. So if W is the work done, supposing work done is given by W, students, and charge which I move is Q. If I move W joules, joule is the SI unit of work or energy. Charge is how much? Q coulombs. Q coulomb is the unit of charge. Then what is the value of the potential difference? Work per unit charge. What will be that value? Work per unit charge. Tell me. W by Q. So this is what we say. This is called potential difference or electric potential. Is it clear now? That we have to do work in order to move a charge from point A to B. So the work per unit charge is called the potential difference. What will be the units of the potential difference? W SI units. What will be SI unit? W you are saying joule. So joule per coulomb. This is called volt, V. The SI unit of this is V. So V is nothing but volt. So okay, what I am saying here, we have written already. Potential difference between 2 points is equal to work done divided by charge, work per unit charge, and V is equal to W by Q. SI unit of potential difference is volt. And if I say 1 volt mean what, student? If I say the potential difference is 1 volt, it means how much work? I am talking 1 joule of work and 1 coulomb of charge. When 1 joule of work is done to move 1 coulomb of charge, that will be equal to 1 volt. Is it clear? So 1
Yes,
volt
sir.
is equal to 1 joule.
1 joule by 1 coulomb.
Okay, note down. This is the formula, important. This formula is going to be used in numericals. So note down. Naturally, it is very clear now that potential difference has to be applied. Then only the current will start flowing. And that is why we made a circuit. In the circuit, how did we apply the potential difference? Tell me. When circuit was made, what device was used in order to provide the energy required to move the charge from point A to B? What device you are using? What you are using? The device which you are using, student, to maintain the potential difference. What is that?
Ampere.
Battery. Did we not use battery? Tell me. Are you not using cells? What the cells are doing? They will maintain a potential difference between the 2 points. As we have shown, the terminal has a positive end, negative end. Negative means more electrons, positive means less. So electrons are moving from negative to positive, and direction of the current we said by convention, positive to negative. Therefore, the potential difference between the two will be done by the battery. And what will happen? The battery, how it works, there is a chemical energy which is converted into electrical energy. So the battery is doing electrical work in order to move the charges. And you know, you have batteries at home also, inverter and everything. Over a period of time, you have to charge them. Mobile also you are charging. That means there is a battery there. Yes or no? Do you charge battery? Do you charge your laptops?
Yes, sir.
There is a battery. So we are charging, they are rechargeable. So when we will, cell is connected to conducting circuit element, potential difference sets the charges in motion. And this produces electric current. This produces electric current. And therefore we define, student, electric potential difference between 2 points in any circuit carrying current is the work done to move a unit charge from one point to other. The formula is before you. I am proceeding further now. You must have noted. Is very clear. Each and every word note down, because that will become a question. The potential difference is measured by an instrument. Which instrument is used for measuring the potential difference? Questions are asked in the paper. So we are giving answers to all that. Which instrument? The instrument in your physics lab, science lab, can you name the instrument which is used for measurement of potential difference? What is that called? Voltmeter. Have you seen voltmeter in the lab? Here I am representing voltmeter like this, 1 plus and 1 minus. There are two terminals. V is our voltmeter. So it will give me the reading in volts. What are the SI units? SI units I told you, volts. Okay? Which we represent by V. And important point to note, I am saying the voltmeter is always connected in parallel, student, across the points between the potential difference is to be measured. Very important point. Ammeter was connected in series. Did you see that? And what will be the voltmeter, student? Voltmeter will be not connected in series, will always be connected in parallel. Question has been asked in many times how the voltmeters are connected. Voltmeters are connected in parallel. Always. What is parallel and series? We will learn very soon. Voltmeter is connected in parallel across the points where you want to measure it. Supposing these are the 2 points A and B. If you want to measure, then what will we do? Voltmeter will be applied in parallel, student. This is a parallel arrangement. If I join like this, that is series. So voltmeters are connected in parallel. Note this down. Very important point. Very important. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here is a one top question coming on the screen, student. This question was given in the paper also. Question is, how much work is done? How much work is done? How much work is done, students? How much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulombs across 2 points having a potential difference of 12 volts? You have 1 minute to answer the question. How will
Sir,
we
done.
done? What is the answer coming?
Sir, 24 joules.
Okay. How we solve a question in the paper, student? The given information, write down. What is the value of the charge? 2 coulombs between 2 points. Let there be 2 points A and B, students. Have a potential difference. V is how much? 12 volt. Check the units. Both are in SI unit. No problem. What is the formula? We gave you V is equal to, what is V?
Q upon V.
V is equal to W by
W upon Q.
W upon Q. Where what you have to find out, student? W is the work done. You have to find the work done. So what is W then? V into Q, student. What is V? 12 volt into Q, 2 coulombs. What is the answer? 24 volt coulomb. This volt into coulomb is the joules. Volt into coulomb is joules. Joule is the SI unit of work. So what answer you are giving? 24 joule. Is it clear? We have to write the
Yes, sir.
units also, students. Units are very important. Another top question on electric potential difference. Name the device that helps to maintain a potential difference across the conductor. What is the device which I am using? Which device we are using, students?
Sir, can it be battery?
Name the device that helps. Yes, we are using battery, student, which we are already representing. Plus and minus. Now you see battery. What is a battery? You know, battery is when you are joining 2 or more than 2 cells. If I need, I can use 1 cell also. What is a cell? We represented the cell like this. It has a positive and a negative terminal. Clear? So when I connect more than 1 cell in series, it becomes a battery. Answer 2, student. What is the question 2? What is meant by saying the potential difference between 2 points is 1 volt, student? You have 1 minute to answer the question. Be with me, understand each and everything. Small questions are given in the paper, students. So what is the formula? V is equal to W by Q. What will be the meaning of 1 volt? If W is 1 joule, charge is 1 coulomb, that will be equal to 1 volt. When 1 joule of work is done to move 1 coulomb of charge, that is equal to 1 volt. Is it clear?
Yes,
1
sir.
joule of work is done to move 1 coulomb of charge. That is equal to 1 volt. Another question is on the screen, students. Practice to solve as many questions as possible. Any question can be asked in the paper. They are not giving very lengthy questions, but small questions, students. How much energy is given to each coulomb of charge passing through 6 volt battery? You have a battery. What is the potential difference of the battery? 6 volt battery. How much energy is nothing but the work. How much charge? He's saying, what is the charge passing through each coulomb? For 1 coulomb, what is the formula? V is equal to W by Q. W is the work done or energy. Then what is it equal to? V into Q. How much is V? 6 volt into 1 coulomb. What is the answer?
6 joules.
All right. So per coulomb, 6 joules of energy will be given. All right. Is it clear? Simple formula we practice to get remember. Now we are coming to another important thing, students. Last time we have told you what is the need of the circuit and how do we show circuit diagram. Circuit diagram is a convenient to draw a schematic diagram in which different components of circuits are represented by symbols. Whatever components we are using in electricity components, we should have symbols of different components. What we need is symbols of different components in order to give a representation. In order to give a representation, students. And the schematic diagram is called the circuit diagram. What is the symbol? Here stands for battery. We are going to give a table of all the symbols. These are the conducting wires. If you are using copper, that is copper wire. This is the key to complete the circuit or break the circuit. Switch, whatever switch is on or off switch at home. What is this instrument? Component, ammeter. What it does? It is connected in series, as you can see. Ammeter measures what? Current. Measures current, student. Okay. Now, what else is there? What is this?
Sir, bulb.
This is a symbol of the bulb, and the current flows from positive to negative. Electrons flow from negative to positive. Is it clear? This is the direction of the current. So different components are represented by symbols conveniently used. Conventional symbols used to represent some of the most appliances are given in table 2.1. Let us see. Here is a table which is given in the NCERT book. What are the symbols of different components? You become familiar with them and start using them. What is this symbol? Cell. Okay? One is positive, negative. Got it? Cell. Here, battery, combination of cells. You can see 1, 2, 3 cells here. One positive, one negative. So this is your battery, student. When I say switch open or closed, this is the key. Open. This open means there is nothing here. Open. Open mean this is switch off or on? Tell me. Off. You do the switch off and on at homes. Plug the key. This is closed. Closed means circuit will be complete. Then we say switch is on. Right? Am I right? Wire joint.
Yes, sir.
There are wire joint. You are using wires, this type of joint. This is when we use this is a wire joint. Please make it sure you record everything. Wire crossing without joints. You have seen there are many wires everywhere. They are not connected with each other. Then this is the circuit. This means wires are not joined. Got it? These two wires are not joining. Two wires, they are not joining. Then I will use this circuit diagram. This electric bulb you can represent by two ways. Already you are using. Resistance is represented by this R. We will explain to you what is resistance. And here is another, what is this called? Rheostat in science lab, or variable means that I can change the resistance. You can see the arrow. As I shift the arrow, resistance changes. Here arrow, this will change. The resistance can change. What is resistance? We will tell you just now. Ammeter, A, and voltmeter. All these clear to you? Any doubt? try to learn. They are very important because in the circuit diagram, we have to use the symbols of the different
सर एक बार
components.
9 नंबर बता देना.
Huh?
9th number.
Which number? 8?
9th.
9th में क्या है कि listen, if I write like this, student, it is called R resistance, but this is fixed. It has a fixed value. ठीक है? But if I want to change the resistance value, then what I do? I'm showing by an arrow, student. This means I can shift this. As I shift this in the circuit, student, what happens? This can move. And the variable resistance can change now. I can change the value of resistance. Change means variable resistance. What we are calling variable resistance. Clear? Or even this,
Yes,
either
sir.
put this or this. As I shift the arrow, the resistance value can be changed. In certain circuit, student, we may have to change resistances many times. And when resistance will change, what will happen? The value of the current will also change. Resistance and current are related, reciprocal to each other. We will give the formula for that also. All appliances which we are using, electronic components which will be used in circuits, which will be drawn on a piece of paper, student. Are they clear? Note down. If any doubt is there, ask me question, no problem. Can we proceed further?
Yes.
Okay. Now coming to very important law. Student, this is going to be asked in the exam. Very important law in physics, in electricity, Ohm's law. What was the experiment Ohm's done by Ohm's? You have seen, student, if I have any conductor, if this is a conductor supposing, then charge can flow in the conductor. When the charge will flow, you have seen we have to have a circuit. And everything has a circuit. All home appliances, you are having a circuit. You have electrical wires, you have switches on and off, everything. Now what happens when that the voltage across a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. Important point to note, voltage is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided all physical conditions and temperature remain constant. What it means, students? Supposing I have a battery, 6 volt. You put a battery of 6 volt here. What happens? Then current will flow into the circuit. Just now I have shown you a circuit diagram. Here is a circuit diagram, student. This is my circuit diagram. Okay? What I am saying, here you have a battery, supposing you have 6 volt. And I can measure the current. Now you put 12 volt battery. What I have done? I have increased the voltage. What will happen? The current will be same or more or less. What do you think? Supposing you used a 6 volt battery and you measure the current. How you measure the current? By ammeter. Now you put 12 volt battery. What do you think? Current will be same? This is I1.
No.
This will be not same. This will be more electrical energy is supplied, more work is done, more voltage is there, then there will be more current. Experimentally,
Yes, sir.
this is we have to verify everything experimentally, whether what happens to the value of the current. We will attach the instrument and we will study. And Ohm's did experiments. As we say, do the activity, students in the lab. Ohm's did the experiments and he found what he found after doing the experiments. What he found? That voltage is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. What he found, that V is directly proportional to I. As the V increases, current increases. As the V increases, current increases. And proportionality constant in physics, what we do, replace by a constant which was called as R. R here is a proportionality constant, student, which is called the resistance. What is resistance? We are going to explain very soon. R. Therefore, this formula comes out V is equal to R into I. This is called the Ohm's law. Note down. An important consequence of this formula is V by I will be R, which is a constant. Is a constant. Is it clear? What is Ohm's law? Mathematical. This is a mathematical statement of the Ohm's law after doing experiments. We are going to do experiment and verify also in this lecture. Noted? Note down the
Yes,
formula
sir.
will be used a lot in solving many questions student in the exam. Ohm's law, very important. So we remember V is proportional to I, V is equal to R into I. Okay. Next question you will say, sir, how to verify? How is Ohm's law experimentally verified? Next question. You know, in science, whenever a law is there, there has to be experiment to verify it, activity to do verify. How do I say that V is directly proportional to I without doing experiment? Can I say that? Tell me. Can I say without doing experiment? The answer is no. Here is a circuit, student. We already told you what is a circuit diagram. In a circuit, you can see this is a resistance R. What is R? Tell me. R is a resistance. You have attached a resistance. We have just told you. It could be any wire. I am taking any wire. It will have some resistance. R. X and Y. You can see X and Y here. Okay? Is some wire, maybe nichrome or anything. We will see. Then these are the conducting wires. Here, what it shows, you can see this is one cell. This is two cell. This is three. If I make the circuit like this, if I make the circuit from here, student, only one cell is being used. Can you see one cell in the circuit? These are not in the circuit. Clear? If I join from here, if I make the connection from here, how many cells are there now? Two. Okay? So circuit is like this. I am increasing the voltage now, double. If I join from here, how many cells? 1, 2, 3. And here 4. So in the experiment, we can vary the potential difference or voltage applied. Does that make clear to you? Key and ammeter will be used for measurement of the current. And when the circuit will be there, student, if I want to know what is the voltage in this, what is the potential difference, what is the electric potential which is flowing in this part where it has a resistance R, that I will measure by voltmeter. Voltmeter is connected in parallel. Is it clear? This is parallel, this is series. Can you see that? Is connected in series. And what type of arrangement is this? In parallel. If you have any doubt, ask me question, students. Do you know, can you see the difference between series and parallel circuit? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What we have, we are setting up a circuit consisting of nichrome wire. XY is a nichrome wire, student. It is a wire which has a good conductor, is a good conductor. Of length, say 0.5 meter. How much length he is saying? Length of the wire 0.5 meter, student. A voltmeter, ammeter, and 4 cells of 1.5 volt each. Each cell, this is one cell. How much is each cell? 1.5 volt. Nichrome is an alloy of nickel, chromium, and manganese and iron metal. Nichrome wires are alloys. They are used in electrical components. Now, student, a resistor of about 5 ohm. If R is here, 5 is a ohm is a small resistance. This has a small resistance. Nichrome. An emitter 0 to 3. The ammeter reading will be around 0 to 3 amperes. That is the current value. Voltmeter 0 to 10 volts. 4 dry cells each, and cell holder, a battery eliminator, a plug, key, connecting wires, and a piece of sandpaper. What do you mean by battery eliminator? Means how much battery I want to use. I can connect, rest I am not connecting. And plug key is there. Sandpaper is used to rub those materials which we use so that there is no dust or anything. Now this setup is okay. Can you see it? The diagram is given in the NCERT book. Can you see this? What will I do now?
Yes.
I will start the experiment. But I am trying to find out verification of Ohm's law. What we are doing, student. Here I will, in the science lab, in the physics lab, how I do experiments, I will make observation table. What table I am observing? Serial number 1, number of cells used. First I use only one cell. First I am using what? Only one cell. Clear? And when I use one cell, how much is that? 1.5 volt. Current, I will record the current through the nichrome wire I. By the ammeter, I will record this value of current. And then I will record the potential difference across the nichrome wire V volt. And then I will find V by I here. Clear? Second, I will use 2 cells. Now I am doubling the voltage. 1.5 plus 1.5 is how much? 3 volt. Clear? This was here 1.5 volt. Here it becomes 3 volt. Now the current will increase or decrease. Let us see. We will record here, and value of V also we will record, and V by I also we will record. Next, I am using how many? 3 cells. How much will be that? 4.5 volt. Again, I will make these recordings, observations. And next, last one, I am using 1.5 4 times. How much? 6 volt. Can we record all this in the exam? Tell me, yes or no? Can we? Tell me.
Yes.
Then what I will do, students, I will find the value of V by I in all the 4 cases. And I am making a graph. What graph I am making, student? V is the potential difference versus current. This is in amperes. Current is in amperes, student. This is my x-axis. And this is called my y-axis. You know how to draw the graphs already. 2 axes are there. This is nothing but the potential difference in volts. What we found, student, after doing the experiment. Here is a representation of this. That as we increase the current, students, the potential difference also increased, and what was observed, what we got is a straight line. This is a graph of the straight line. Clear? I increase the voltage, current increases. This is increasing this side. This is as I increase the voltage, current increases. Okay? And what you are getting, if I join the points, what type of graph is this? Is a straight line graph. What it graph shows, this shows that V is directly proportional to I. Is it clear? Tell me. Does that graph shows that? V is directly proportional to I. As the V increases, current also increases in the circuit by a proportionality constant. Is it clear? Yes or no? Tell me. Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
All right.
No, sir.
For example, here I have taken some numbers to prove that. V was 0 volt. When there is no battery, current will be 0. Can there be current without battery? Answer is no. When 2 volts are applied, the current is 0.5. When 4 volts are applied, current is 1. When 6 volts are applied, current is 1.5. 8 to. If I make a graph of these numbers, student, what I am plotting here, I and V, clear? X-axis and Y-axis. So this is my 0 point. At 0 point, there is no potential difference, 0, current 0. And when this is 2 and current here is, for example, if I say this is my 0.5, then I'm saying this is my 1, this value which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and like this. So what happens, student? If this is 4, then this value becomes, I can plot these points. Okay? And when I will join, what will I get? A straight line. This is a graph which we get if I plot this. You can plot it on a graph paper. If you want, you can plot on a graph paper. Okay? You will get a straight line graph. Just like we should. The graph between voltmeter reading Y and x-axis, the graph will be a straight line. If a graph is straight line, what it verifies? What we get a straight line, student? That proves V is proportional to I. This is what we are talking about, Ohm's law. Clear? So
Yes,
Ohm's
sir.
law is valid. And further, student, you will find V is equal to some constant into I, or V by I is equal to R is a constant. What I am trying to say by these values, here, student, you will find in every case this will be constant. Same. Constant. This value will also be same. Constant. This will also be same. What will be same? V by I. In every case, V by I is a constant which is called R, which is my resistance. R is called the resistance. There is a resistance to the flow of the current, student, in a circuit. Resistance to the flow of the current. So by this experiment, what we have proved, that V is directly proportional to I. That is that we have verified the Ohm's law. Tell me, any doubt?
No, sir.
Does that explain? Okay, thank you very much that you understood that V is proportional to I and constant is R. Then V by I will be R always. R is called the resistance. Let us see what is resistance, students. Resistance, student, why there is a resistance? The property of a conductor by virtue of which it opposes the flow of current is called resistance. For example, student, this is my conductor. Okay? This is your conductor. If it is copper wire, supposing this is a copper wire. Okay? It is made up of copper atoms. What are there? Copper atoms. Large number of copper atoms are there. And in the atom, what is there? You have seen in every atom there is a nucleus, neutrons, protons inside the nucleus, and electrons outside that. So if electrons will move, student, what will happen? There is some resistance. There is a resistance which is offered by the wire when the electrons flow in the circuit. Yes or no? Tell me. They will pass through many
Yes,
atoms.
sir.
They will collide with many atoms, and there will be resistance to the flow of the current. So that is what the resistance R is. And that's what we are saying. The resistance is given by the Ohm's law equal to V by I. V by I. Is it clear? The formula is clear what I am saying. The property of a conductor by virtue of which it opposes the flow of electric current is called resistance. It is given by the ratio of voltage applied to the current which flows through it. R is equal to V by I. We have just found R is equal to V by I, student. What it means? If V is in volt, current is in amperes, then R is the symbol for R is ohms. The unit of R is ohms. Ohm, why we give R? To honor the scientist ohms. So this sometimes is represented like this, ohms. Okay? Ohms is the unit of resistance. Clear? So every appliance I am using, supposing I use nichrome coil, there will be some resistance. You use electric bulb, there will be resistance. You use any other appliance, torch, bulb, there will be resistance. But resistance will not be same for all the different appliances. Is it clear? When I will use different wires, there will be different resistance. Copper wire has different resistance. If I use gold wire, it has different resistance. You use silver wire, it has different. Iron has different resistance. So different materials which I will use will have different resistance. That means they will oppose the flow of the current to different extents. We will find the values and factors on which the resistance depends. If I define 1 ohm, then what will be 1 ohm? What is 1 ohm then?
1 volt by 1 ampere.
Okay. If 1 volt of potential difference is there and 1 ampere of current is there, student, that will be equal to 1. Now what is rheostat? As I said, is a variable resistor. Here resistance is fixed, student, when I have electric circuit. But supposing I, instead of this, I use a variable resistance, as I showed by arrow, that the length of the wire can be increased or decreased, what will happen? Then the resistance becomes variable. This is used to control the flow of electric current by mutually increasing or decreasing the resistance. Why do we use it? Because current depends on the, here, resistance and current inversely proportional, or I is inversely proportional to R. Is it clear? Current is inversely proportional to resistance. Note down. Current is inversely proportional to resistance. What it means? Resistance increases, current decreases. R increases, what will happen to the current? Tell me. I decreases. Is it clear? In a circuit, student, in a circuit, what will happen? If resistance of the circuit is more, the current will be more or less? Tell me.
Less.
Less. Higher the resistance, lesser the current. So current is inversely proportional to resistance. So if I want to control the current in a circuit, what I should do? Change the resistance. And that is what rheostat does. That is what the rheostat does. Is it clear? Same question you asked. What is rheostat? So rheostat is a variable resistance. When the resistance changes, the current will also change. If I want to increase the current, I will decrease the resistance. If I want to decrease the current in the circuit, I will increase the resistance. This is important formula. Note down. Note down. In case of any doubt, you can ask questions, but note down with colored pens. All these formula will be used in solving numericals. Here is an activity, student, which will show that current is different for different components. In the NCERT book, what we are showing, what we are going to prove, that different components which we are using at appliances which you are using will produce different currents. Okay? What it means? They have different resistances. They have different resistances. As I said, here are the 3 components, for example. One is nichrome, other is bulb, and this is a torch bulb. Okay? 3 components. What are the components we are using? Nichrome wire. This is my nichrome wire. It is, we have already told you what it is made up of. It is alloy. Then you have a 10-volt bulb. 10-watt bulb. Then you have torch bulb. You know, torch bulb is very small. Very small. You have torch, you have seen it, very small. That must be lower watts. Now the question is, we want to study what will happen. Will they have the same current when I apply the same voltage, same potential difference to all of them? Yes or no? How will I do? Here is a circuit. Already you know what is a circuit. Tell me. Electric circuit, battery. This is my key. Current I. Current flows from positive to negative. That we already know. Ammeter will record the current, and X and Y. Here I can join student. I will join nichrome wire in X and Y. ठीक है? Take a nichrome wire, a torch, and 10 volt, and ammeter, a plug, and a key, and connecting wires. Can you see the setup? Any doubt in this? Tell me, any doubt is there?
No, sir.
Okay. Between X and Y, I can join this one, either of the three. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 components. First, I join nichrome wire. And what I will record? The current. From where? Ammeter. Can we record? Tell me when the circuit is complete. Complete the circuit by connecting nichrome wire in the gap XY, plug the key, note down the ammeter reading. Is it okay? I will record the current, that value will come. Nichrome wire, record the current is I1. Now you remove the nichrome wire and attach this bulb. When I will attach the bulb, circuit is same, voltage is same, battery is same. I will record the current. Tell me whether the current will be same or different. What will happen? Current will be same or different? It will be different current, I2. In first case, the current was I1. Second case is I2. These two currents are different. Next, I will remove this and join the torch bulb, student. Again, I record the current. It is different. What the experiment proves? Tell me. These are the observations. Observations. What is the conclusion then, student? Can you tell me what is the conclusion? If I change the components, they produce different electric current flows through them. Why different electric current flows through different conductors when I attach them? Why? Tell me, what is the reason? What is same voltage, same battery, same everything, but by different components, there are different currents which are flowing. Can you tell me the reason? What do you think is the reason? Why different components, different current is flowing? What is the reason? Tell me. You already know that. Different components have different. What is different in the three components? Resistance. Okay? They offer different resistances to the flow of the current. Their resistance R is different. When R is different, what will happen, student? Current will be different, and we already told you current is inversely proportional to R. Higher the resistance, lesser is the current. So that component, that device where resistance will be more, current will be less. Yes or no? Tell me. Do you understand? Did you understand the experiment? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So what we have proved here, that when electric current flows through a circuit, then the current depends on the value of the resistance. When different resistance is offered by different components, then the value of the current changes in the circuit. And this activity can be done in order to prove in the science lab. It's given in the NCERT, which we said when the resistance, when the same potential difference or same battery is applied, same voltage is there, the different components have different currents because they have different resistances. More the resistance, then the current path becomes more difficult. And what will happen? More resistance means current will become less. Lesser the resistance, more current will flow through the circuit. So this is an important point. And you know that I can say that one more thing. If you want a good conductor, then resistance should be low or high. It should be low resistance. Clear? And what will happen? Bad conductor, they will have high resistance. Bad conductors will have high resistance, students. And you know what is an insulator? What is an insulator? You know about that?
Yes, sir.
What is an insulator? Insulators will have very high
That
resistance.
resistance.
So current will not flow through them. You know, electricians are using what type of gloves when they are working? Plastic gloves. We have seen plastic gloves while working with the electronic components. Wood, you know, they are insulators. They have very high resistance. They have very high resistance. Glass has a high resistance. Diamond has high resistance. Rubber has high resistance. Ebonite has high resistance. So their resistance is very high. Therefore, they are called insulators, and they will not allow the electric current to pass through them. And while working with electronic components, we are using rubber gloves because they are having high resistance. Is it clear? Got it? All right. We are ending up the session here. In the next session, we will see what are the factors on which the resistance depends, and further resistance can be connected in series or parallel. There will be important questions also. So I will meet you tomorrow, students, for the lecture 3 on electricity. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye, sir.
You will get recorded videos. You can share recorded videos with your friends, as we are going to solve large number of questions which are released by the CBSE papers. Our purpose is to help the students so that they can score more and more marks in the examination. Thank you very much for answering all the questions correctly, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.